Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Hit the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis, and today we are talking about the second level spell, Alter Self. I really like this spell. I think it has a lot of use. It's not really a combat spell per se. It does have a combat application. And that can be used, but a lot of it is out of combat, and I am not usually one to rate spells very high that are technically not combat spells, but we're giving this one a B+ because I do like it, and it has a lot of versatility. Alright, so it is usable by sorcerers, wizards, and artificers. Probably better for a sorcerer because it's going to require some kind of deception. Which requires charisma. Wizards and artificers, maybe you're not going to have the highest charismas, but some of the other uses of this spell might work for the wizards and artificers. But nonetheless, those three classes represent a lot of the arcane kind of spellcasters. So it is pretty versatile in that instance where it does get a lot of use. There's no bard in there. There is no warlock, but there are ways that those two classes can get this spell as well. As we said, it is a second level spell. It requires one action. It is concentration. So it's something, when you need it, and you're going to have to concentrate on it while you got it on. It does last for an hour, which is pretty good. I wish that some of these spells like this, where you would need to do something and sneak in, would last for longer than an hour because you might need to cast it again depending on what you're doing. Itself, it is only a verbal and somatic component, and so it changes you. You get three options when you cast a spell. The first one, you need it when you need it, and when you need it, you really, really need it, which is Aquatic adaptation. So you get gills and webbing between your fingers. You can breathe underwater, and you gain a swim speed equal to your walk speed, which makes it easier for you to fight in watery conditions as well. So I believe underwater combat is in underwater combat. So when adventurers, blah, blah, they give a little blurb here, but when making a melee attack, a creature that doesn't have a swim speed has disadvantage on attack rolls unless the weapon is one of these. Ranged weapon attack automatically misses even against a target within normal range. So if you have a swim speed, you can basically use any weapon that you want in melee range, which is great. And you can breathe underwater. So if you're going on an adventure that does require you to go underwater, this is an absolute must spell. So the second option that you have with this spell is change appearance. You can transform your appearance. You can kind of mess around with your height. You can mess around with your weight, your facial, basically everything. You can look like another race, but you still keep all of your own statistics, all your physical and mental statistics. You can't change your size. So if you're medium, you're always going to be medium, and you can change to something else that's medium. So if you're medium, you can't change to small, and if you're small, you can't change to medium. So you have to keep that in mind. And your basic shape. So if you have 2 legs and 2 arms, then you're going to be bipedal. You can't, change into a dog, that kind of thing. That requires like a polymorph spell. And then anytime during this spell, the duration of the spell, you can use an action to change your appearance again, which is great. I think that's great. And then the third option is you can grow claws, fangs, spines, horns, some kind of natural weapon, which gives you an unarmed strike that does a d6, and it counts as a magic weapon that has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. That's pretty cool too if you need a magic weapon, because there are some creatures that might be resistant to non-magical weapons or immune to non-magical weapon damage. The other really great thing about this spell is you can change you can change the option if you take an action. So if you like grow claws, and now you want to dive into the water and have a swim speed, then you take an action and you can change over to the aquatic adaptation part of this. This is good for sneaking around, um, and it's good for anybody that's really good at deception if you need to have that kind of thing. If you're trying, there could be a role playing scenario where you have to sneak into something, do a heist, um, trick someone, something like that. You do need a character who is good at probably deception and persuasion to be able to utilize that to its best ability. And that's why earlier I said that I thought sorcerers were probably better. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.